Can you tell us about your experience managing projects?
I have over 8 years of experience managing projects across various industries, including IT, healthcare, and finance. In my previous role at Tech Solutions Incorporated, I successfully managed a large scale software development project, which involved developing a new customer relationship management system for a major client. My key responsibilities included project planning, resource allocation, risk management, and stakeholder communication. We completed the project 2 weeks ahead of schedule and 10% under budget, significantly enhancing the client's operational efficiency and customer satisfaction. This experience has equipped me with strong organizational and leadership skills and a proven ability to deliver complex projects successfully.
How do you initiate a new project?
When initiating a new project, I start by defining the project scope and objectives in collaboration with key stakeholders. This involves understanding the business case, project requirements, and constraints. I then develop a project charter that outlines the project's purpose, objectives, key deliverables, and stakeholders. This document serves as the foundation for project planning and ensures that everyone is aligned from the start. For example, in my recent project at Healthcare Solutions, we initiated a project to develop a telehealth platform by first aligning with all stakeholders and documenting clear objectives and deliverables in the project charter.
What project management methodologies are you familiar with?
I am well versed in several project management methodologies, including Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, and Lean. For example, I use Agile for projects that require flexibility and iterative development, such as software development projects where requirements may evolve. In my last role, I led a team using Scrum to develop a mobile application, which allowed us to deliver incremental updates and incorporate user feedback continuously. Conversely, I prefer Waterfall for projects with well-defined stages and deliverables, such as infrastructure projects. At my previous company, I managed a data center relocation using the Waterfall methodology to ensure a structured and sequential approach.
How do you handle changes to a project scope?
To manage scope changes, I follow a structured change control process. First, I document the requested change and assess its impact on the project's timeline, budget, and resources. I then discuss the change with the project team and stakeholders to evaluate its feasibility and benefits. If the change is approved, I update the project plan and communicate the changes to all relevant parties to ensure alignment and transparency. For example, during a project to implement a new ERP system, we received a request to add additional reporting features. By following the change control process, we were able to assess the impact, get stakeholder approval, and incorporate the changes without disrupting the project timeline.
How do you prioritize tasks in a project?
I prioritize tasks based on their urgency and impact on the project's success. I use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to categorize tasks into urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This helps me focus on tasks that have the highest impact on project goals. Additionally, I continuously communicate with my team and stakeholders to adjust priorities as needed. For instance, during a website redesign project, I prioritize tasks related to user experience improvements based on user feedback and analytics, ensuring we address the most critical issues first.
How do you manage project risks?
I manage project risks through a systematic process that includes risk identification, assessment, mitigation, and monitoring. During the planning phase, I conduct a risk workshop with the project team to identify potential risks. I then evaluate the probability and impact of each risk and develop mitigation plans. Throughout the project, I monitor risks and implement mitigation strategies as necessary to minimize their impact on project outcomes. For example, in a cloud migration project, we identified the risk of data loss and implemented a comprehensive backup and recovery plan, which ensured data integrity and minimized downtime during the transition.
Can you give an example of a challenging project you managed and how you overcame the challenges?
One of the most challenging projects I managed was the implementation of a new inventory management system for a retail chain. We faced significant delays due to supply chain issues and unexpected technical problems with the software. To overcome these challenges, I reevaluated the project schedule, identified critical path tasks, and reallocated resources to expedite key activities. I also maintained regular communication with stakeholders to manage expectations and secured additional support from the software vendor. Ultimately, we delivered the project on time and within budget, which was a testament to our team's resilience and adaptability.
How do you ensure effective communication within your project team?
I ensure effective communication by establishing clear channels and protocols from the outset. I hold regular team meetings to discuss progress, address issues, and align on next steps. I also use project management tools like Trello, Asana, or Microsoft Project to facilitate real-time updates and transparency. Additionally, I encourage an open door policy where team members feel comfortable raising concerns and providing feedback. For example, in my last project, I implemented weekly stand-up meetings and used Slack for day-to-day communication, which kept everyone informed and engaged.
How do you measure project success?
I measure project success using key performance indicators, KPIs, that align with the project's objectives. Common KPIs include project completion on time and within budget, quality of deliverables, stakeholder satisfaction, and the achievement of project goals. I also conduct post-project reviews to gather lessons learned and identify areas for improvement, which helps in refining processes for future projects. For instance, after completing a digital transformation project, we measured success through improved process efficiency, user adoption rates, and positive feedback from stakeholders.
How do you handle conflicts within your project team?
When conflicts arise, I address them promptly by facilitating open and respectful communication between the parties involved. I listen to each person's perspective to understand the root cause of the conflict. Then, I work with the team to find a mutually acceptable solution. If necessary, I escalate the issue to senior management. My goal is to resolve conflicts in a way that maintains team cohesion and project momentum. For example, during a project, two team members had a disagreement over resource allocation. By facilitating a meeting where both could voice their concerns and working together to find a compromise, we were able to resolve the issue and maintain a positive working environment.